This is Dr. Kendra Theodosopoulos with Theos Audiology Solutions in Peru, Illinois, and today I just want to go over some hearing aid basics. So first, you may see some different styles of hearing aid. And what I mean by styles are how do they sit in the ear. So over here on the left we have what we call our custom hearing aids. They can range from very large hearing aids to very small. Why they're called custom hearing aids is in order to make those devices an ear mold impression where a little foam block and putty is put into each individual's ear and the hearing aid is made custom to that person's ear. And then over here on the right, this is one style that's a behind the ear style. Why it's called behind the ear is it sits up on top of the pinna where like glasses would sit. Where your mask kind of loops around, and then this wire runs down flush against the face, and this little earpiece will go into the ear. Now, there is a difference in right versus left hearing aid. How you can tell which hearing aid is for the right ear versus the left ear is the color of the hearing aid. So you can see like this hearing aid here is red, and this one is blue. So a red indicator means it's for the right ear. So if you remember R, right, and red. Any blue indicator is for the left ear. So just remember blue for the left. As long as you remember red is for right, you can remember the other one is for the other ear. You can find the indicator on different parts of the hearing aid depending upon the style of the device. As you can see, some hearing aids, the shell itself are colored. On other ones, you can see here, it's the serial number that's colored. You might even see a little dot on the custom hearing aids. On these behind the ear hearing aids, you may see it on the belly of it right here. You might find it on the earpiece there. And sometimes if you open up the battery door, there'll be a little indicator in this door for right versus left. Now to go over the different parts of the hearing aid, we'll look at a custom one first. There is a volume wheel here. There is a battery door that you can open to put a battery in and close. This one has a push button that can be programmed for program change, volume control. It really just depends upon how the hearing care professional has it programmed. The microphones are these little slits on the side here, and then the sound is coming out of this top hole called the sound bore. This bottom hole here is a vent, just to allow kind of aeration of the ear canal. Now, not all hearing aids will have different controls like a push button or a volume wheel. It really depends upon each type, but all hearing aids will have the microphone, the sound bore, and either a battery door or some sort of power source if they're rechargeable. For behind the ear style, you have the earpiece here. There is this wire that connects to the hearing aid. On the back, it's hard to see, but there's some slits here and here, which are the microphones where the sound comes in. There's a volume control, and then down here is the battery door. Now for most hearing aids, how you turn them on and off is by closing the battery door to turn them on and then opening the battery door to turn them off. If someone has a rechargeable hearing aid, that's going to function a little bit differently. I will cover that in a separate video. There are 4 main different types of batteries, different sizes and powers. So from left to right, we have a size 10 battery. That's the smallest, and it's always going to be indicated by the color yellow. Those batteries typically last 3 to 4 days of use. You usually only see them in these smaller custom products. Sometimes you can see it in a very small behind the ear product. This size 312, it's always going to be indicated by the color brown. Usually those last about 5 to 7 days. If you have a hearing aid that uses a lot of Bluetooth, it may only last 5. The next size up would be a size 13. It's going to be color coded with the color orange. Those usually last about 7 to 10 days. And then this battery here, the blue size 675, sorry with the glare there, it's a little bit better. The 675, you really don't see those used too frequently anymore. They last about 2 weeks. Those are used for a lot of the power behind the ear hearing aids. Now, I'm going to show you how to put a battery in and out of the hearing aids. So I'm going to use the size 312. So I'll turn it around, it just pops open, and then you can take out the battery. You can see there's a little sticker on the battery. What that is doing is it's covering up some holes on the top. These hearing aid batteries are called zinc air batteries. So when I pull this off, the air is going to start activating the battery to work and power it up. So usually we'd like to have you kind of let it sit for a couple of minutes to get the most power out of it. In this instance, I'm not going to let it sit, so I can show you how to do this. But then this battery has 2 different sides. You can see there's a flat side, and then if I flip it, there's a button side. The battery should always go flat side up when you put it into the hearing aid. So I'm opening up this battery door, setting it straight down in there so it's flat. You can see that it's in there. So now I'm going to close it, and then it's going to turn the hearing aid on. It may take a couple of seconds to power up. So when you need to turn the hearing aid off, you're done wearing them for the day, what you'll do is open up that battery door all the way, and that is turned off. When you do want to turn off the hearing aid, make sure again it's all the way. If you only have it cracked like that, the battery contacts can still be touching the battery, and the hearing aid may still be running, or it may power down that battery and drain it. For a custom device, when you open it up, it's the same thing. When it's open, the hearing aid should be off. When it's closed, the hearing aid should be on. This one uses a size 10, so I will show you how it works with that. Goes in very similarly. Peel off that sticker, and you'll want to put the battery, you can kind of come from the side with this and squeeze it in there. Make sure and kind of press down on it, make sure it's flush. And then when you close it, it's going to turn it on. And when you open it, it will turn it off. But again, as a reminder, since I didn't do it in this video, you do want to let the battery sit for 2 to 3 minutes if possible to really power it up the most. It's not going to be an issue if you know, you're out grocery shopping and you don't have time. Go ahead and just pop that battery in there.